YPG, 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 T5 scandal. YPG, 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 YPG.
Hey.
What is that one? You know where you're going on?
No, I wasn't looking in the right direction just now.
Talking about directions. Good afternoon, everybody. That's our topic for today. So, what are we talking about?
We're talking about direction. Are you going in the right direction? That's the question we have for you youths today.
Alright. So, take a look at this video right now about somebody going to tell you about the direction, if you're going the right one or the wrong one. And we'll be back with you shortly.
A youth nation are out here in Port of Spain, in the west. So I'm going to ask a question to somebody today. What direction they're going? You understand? So there you go. Out here with within a big man. Justin, and we find Justin. We have been looking for somebody for so long. And we got to ask him the question. Justin, so what direction are you going to?
Just to the left, uptown.
Here we go.
Any chance to go first?
We're going home. Ah, but what I mean now? What direction? Right direction? Wrong direction. What direction? Right direction. Hey, did I say to go? Alright then. Yeah, youth nation, I now find a taxi driver here. So taxi driver, what route it is? What route it is?
Hospital uptown.
Hospital uptown. Alright, so I wanna ask you. So what direction are you going? Are you going either the right one or the wrong direction? Forget the hospital. Either the right direction or the wrong direction.
The right one.
We are here with Andrew Campo. So, Mr. Campo, I just want to ask you one question, right? What direction you are heading? Is it the right direction or the wrong direction?
The right direction.
The right direction. So, why we won't head the wrong direction, sir? Why not the wrong direction?
Because the wrong direction is not the right way of life. It wasn't designed here to do what is wrong. Designed for here to do things that is required of you.
Okay, so we hear from Mr. Campo, right? He's heading in the right direction. Okay, so sir, have a blessed day, right, sir?
Same to you guys.
Yes, man. And
Welcome back, everybody. And as our youths was just now seeing, they was talking about directions, if you're going in the right one or the wrong one. And that's the question we have for you today, because you can be in a certain place. You know, let's say you're in San Fernando, you living there in Gasperlo, you're living in Sapario or Mayaro, or even if you're living as far as Rio Claro, and you say, you know what, I want to reach Port of Spain to have a direction. You have to go. You have to either go on the, you know, you have a point, you'll go on a main road, then go to the highway in order to reach your destination. And you that you want to reach that destination, may it be a successful life, how that youth or the direction or the road they take, whether they either decide if they're going to reach where they want or not.
Exactly, because it's a good point to make from going from San Fernando to Port of Spain. Because it's not a direct road. It had no road going straight from Port of Spain straight to San Fernando. You had to know exactly where you're going, when to cut off here, when to turn this direction, when to go here. So you have to know your location or your destination, where you want to go. So if you say, alright, I go in Port of Spain, you want to reach there, now you have to know exactly where to go, where's the directions. Who telling you, alright, when you reach this point, turn left, turn right. You had to know exactly where you're going. And even though just it was a little bit funny, because everybody that they interviewed, they was thinking, no, I'm going home, or I'm going down south, or I'm going in the north. But no, that is not what we're trying to get to. Is if you're on the right path or the wrong path.
And a lot of times it even, like we could say, misdirection, because they want to reach somewhere and then they listen to a friend, let we do this, let we do that, and they end up diverting from where they want to reach, and they end up at a certain point, and then they ask, you know, how I reach here.
And they can't even remember where they wanted to go in the first place.
Exactly. So you youth that is watching right now, this is for you to ask yourself, where you want to reach, where is your goal in life, and what direction you want to reach, or what path you want to take in life. It's either you take the right path, because everything in life, everything you do will always have a consequence. It doesn't matter who you is, what kind of person is, the background you come from. If it is you do something in life, there will always be a certain consequence that will come from it.
Exactly, they had to choose the right road or the wrong road. And to tell you more about that, we're going straight on the block with the teacher. There we go.
Good day everyone, Sarafina, thank you for the wonderful introduction. Now today we are talking about directions. What is a direction? The dictionary tells us directing involves determining the course. Determining the course means what? Simple. You have to know where you are going. So for example, I have a simple illustration here. We have the right road and we have the wrong road. As they were looking at persons going on earlier, can you take the same route to San Fernando as you would take to Arima to get the same result? Of course not. There's one way to go to San Fernando and there's another way to go to Arima. It's the same thing with your life, youths. As I said, the right road, you are going to get the right consequences. The wrong road, you are going to suffer the wrong consequences. Our lesson today is very short. As a youth, you need to know where you are going. Are you going to take the right road, or are you be prepared to suffer the consequences of the wrong road? The decision is entirely in your hands. Teacher, out.
Okay, so you all learned the lesson that we saw just now from the teacher. It's just like she was saying, you can't want to reach Arima and you take the road to take you to San Fernando, you'll get lost. And if when you're reaching Sando, the thing where you wanted to get in Arima is not there. That's exactly what she was trying to explain to you. You have to know exactly what it is you're going for, exactly what it is you want, and know exactly which road to take in order to reach there.
So fellas, ladies, all of you watching now, or you think about it. If what you're doing, think about cause and effect. If you want to reach somewhere, what you do, the path you take, will either make you reach there or not. Think about when it is that friend influencing you. If it is, it's going to be, or the cost of that what you're going to do, if it's going to benefit you to reach your goal or not.
Because sometimes even when a friend invites you to get something or to do something or to go somewhere, sometimes they doesn't even get the consequences, but you just really want to suffer the consequences. Very
true. Even like to extend that maybe they might get away, but you might be the unlucky one that might get caught up in the mess. So that is what I want all of you to think about in this program, as the teacher was explaining through the videos, everything like that. You youths, remember, everything inside of your hands. The decision for your life to be on track or not is always with you. You have the choice.
Exactly. So you need to know whether you're going on the right path or on the wrong path. If you're taking the right road or the wrong road, it's all in your hands. We leave it all up to you now. So before we go, we just have one question to ask you.
Do you know where you're going?
Next week.
So I grew up in Spain and I was a child of a teenage pregnancy. Luckily, I had both of my parents growing up, but it wasn't always good. I remember I used to be such a daddy's girl. I would always be with my dad, and it was really, it was like a very loving family. But I remember at the age of 4 or maybe 3, I started seeing domestic violence at home. It all started because my father, he was really young and he didn't really prioritize his family. So he would go out with friends, go out on a Friday, come back on a Sunday morning, Monday morning, and my mom didn't really take that nicely. So she would be so jealous. She will basically start arguing with him, telling him that he was worth nothing. And all these arguments led to violence. So I started seeing my parents physically fighting. And I remember there was even a time where my mom took a machete and she actually sliced his arm. And me seeing all of this violence just made me think, why is my dad causing all of this? Because I saw him as the main problem, basically. And I just thought, if you're a man, you're meant to protect us, not hurt us. Years went by and things only got worse. Because of the lifestyle that my dad was living, he got really, really ill. And because of this, he developed a disease and he had to go through surgery. And I remember there was even a time where he almost passed away. And I was actually happy because I thought if he's gone, then that must mean that everything will be fine because it will be me and my mom and that's it. But as I said, he wasn't able to work anymore because of the disability that he now had. And my mom had to be the one, basically the breadwinner of the house. She would go to work for long hours. By the time she would come back, I would be sleeping. By the time that she went, I was asleep as well. So my dad was just at home. He got really depressed because of his health, and now the anger that he used towards my mom, he was using towards me. So he would beat me. He would tell me horrible things. And at the time, I was about maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I was like, why is he doing this to me? But as I said, the anger that I previously had now grew even more, and I just couldn't stand him at all. And years went by again, and my mom decided to come to the UK for a better future. At the time, I wasn't really happy because I thought, you know, I don't like my dad, and you're gonna leave me behind living with him alone. So she went, and for that year that she wasn't home, it was so bad, so bad. I remember I was maybe like 12, 13 years old. At school, I was brilliant. I was the A-star student. Then I got to secondary school and I started to see that grades wasn't everything, but fame and being the popular girl and everything. So my older cousin, she was very popular, and I just wanted to be like her. I wanted to dress like her. I wanted to just basically be her. And she introduced me to going out, speaking to guys and all of these things. And I thought, actually, I really like this because the more time I spend outside, the less time I will be with my father. So a year went by and my mom said, okay, why don't you come to visit me? So me and my father went to came to the UK, for holiday for a week. And I actually really enjoyed it because when my mom left me, I said, you want me to go to a brand new country where I literally know no one, I don't know the language, and start all over again. And actually when I came to the UK, it was actually quite nice. So I said, oh, maybe this is the new beginning that I've been looking for. So when I came back from holiday, my auntie, my dad's sister, my dad received a call from my auntie, and she said that my grandma was quite sick. So one Saturday, I received a phone call from my dad saying, your grandma has passed away. I think in this moment, I can't even explain what I felt. I felt sad. I felt just this overwhelming feeling. Cutting the long story short, my dad went back home, Dominican Republic, to bury her, and I stayed with my auntie in Spain. And as I said, I started going downhill. I started to have suicidal thoughts all the time. I was so sad. I said, it's better for me to go with her. So I remember 1 month after she died, I took a knife and I was about to cut my wrist. But then I said, no, this is too painful. I can't do it. A few weeks after, my dad came back, and then he said, okay, I'm gonna send you to your mom back in the UK, So I was like, okay, you know, many things are going wrong for me, but actually if I go to the UK, it's a brand new beginning, a new start, so why not? So I came to the UK, and now this is really when I realized I don't know what else to do. My life is finished. So I came to the church, and as I said, I didn't understand anything because I didn't speak English at the time. But it was a nice environment. Then I got invited to the youth group. But now, because of all the complexes and insecurities that I had about the way that I looked, the way that my hair was, I didn't want to come back. Not because I didn't like it, but because I thought that people would judge me. I thought they will judge my accent, they will judge the way that I speak, the way that I dress, and because of this, I stopped coming for a while. About 4 months later, I got invited to a night vigil a New Year's Eve night vigil. And I went. And then I started hearing testimonies of people that used their faith and their life changed. And I realized, actually, if my life is so bad and I have no way out of it, why don't I just give God a try? And the reason why I didn't want to give God a try was because I used to go to many churches back home, and it was just the same thing all over again. But when I came to this church and this youth group, I realized that God was actually real, because I was seeing people's life changing. So I said, I'm going to give my all. I'm going to give up everything, all the things that I'm feeling, all the things that I'm going through, and I'm just going to give it to God and give it a try. So I started using my faith and coming more frequently to the youth group, taking on board what they were saying and putting it into practice, and I started seeing the changes. So as I said, the suicidal thoughts were gone, the complexes were little by little leaving, the anger that I had towards my dad, which was the hardest thing to give up, because to be honest, when someone hurts you, you think you have a right to keep a grudge against them, to make them feel the pain that you felt when they hurt you. But the truth is that you're just hurting yourself, because my dad was living his life, and little did he know that I hated him so much. So I forgave my dad, which was really, really hard, but very beneficial, because at the end, my parents got together again, and they actually got married. So my life today is completely different. I don't have complexes anymore. I don't look down on myself. I have a good relationship with my dad. After a long time, he decided to come to the UK. Now him and my mom have been married for like maybe 3 years. I know what to do with my life now. I've decided what I wanted to do, whereas before I was very confused. I didn't really know what I wanted, but now I do, and life is just moving forward for me. So if you're watching this, I want to tell you that there is hope for you. No matter what you're going through or what you've been through, what matters is what you have inside of you. And when you believe in yourself, you're capable of doing great things. So give the youth group a try. Probably you've heard so many people saying so many different things, negative things, positive things, but the truth is that you have to come for yourself and see it for yourself. So yes, that's it.